When you start tweaking those things and start making changes to the airflow to the unit or to the voltage, that's when you run into failures. And that's the key to our issues and the failures of these cool suit systems. The teams are modifying the cool suits, whether that's reducing voltage in order to get just that little bit of power back to the engine, or reducing airflow in order to impact the air of the car to make the car perform better on track. All of those things impact the units themselves. So what typically happens is you have this unit that's now undersized because teams want it to be small, so it weighs less, that has to run all these electrical components, but it's running it on the bare minimum amount of voltage because teams want to save power and save the alternator. And then on top of that, you get an impact on the cooling because teams will try to modify how the ductwork comes in that goes down to the cool suit unit so it doesn't get as much air, because the less air that you're sending into the car, the more air that's going over the car, which means that the faster the car is going down the track.
Go check out DMM Overdrive to see the whole thing there.
Do you run a cool suit?
I do.
And it's, you know, there's some guys that, like, I know Ricky says he never does. Danny says he doesn't like to. I mean, it's very beneficial, no, when it's working properly.
The cool shirt is so nice, and I've ran one. I probably have 40 races now with the cool shirt, knock on wood, but I've never had a failure yet. But we're very conservative about it. Like, we look through everything just like every other team. And I mean, my biggest fear is getting burned up by one. I was racing against a guy in the Trans Am series. Connor's team owner was racing against him, and his cool shirt failed, and he had like 3rd-degree burns down his back.
Yeah, it's
scary.
painful.
What happens is, like, when it, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like when it reverses. You know, it goes from cooling you to burning you, because now though you're basically boiling. You know, you're taking hot water and just feeding. You know, you're getting fed hot water instead of cold water, and you're cooking yourself. I did see a funny comment from. Damn it, I can't remember who said it now, but they said, it was Sage Karam, said that he ran into BJ at one of the driver intros, and they're talking about, you know, getting hot in a car, and, you know, like you're not like, you know, all these guys are like tiny little guys, and he says, yeah, he's like, it takes a bigger turkey longer to cook, don't it? So, you know, there's something to it, but yeah, I think that, I mean, that's obviously. But I mean, it's risk versus reward, right? I mean, you feel like it's a benefit to you to stay, you know, to be cool, and you just hope that it doesn't happen.
Yeah, exactly. And honestly, a part that doesn't get touched on either is not just with the failure and it starting to literally roast you like a turkey, but the cool shirt is a lot heavier. Like, it is a lot more weight on you. So if I were to just run a cool shirt and not hook it up, like, I would be way hotter. The shirt's thick. There's a lot of weight on it rather than just, you know, tiny little Nomex. So that's a big part of it too.
Yeah. Is there a point, do you always run a cool suit? Or, I mean, obviously not when it's 30 degrees, but.
Like, I'll probably run one 50% of the time. I ran one in every truck start last year, and I think there was like 3 or 4 races I just didn't even turn it on. Like, it's all dependent. Like, when it's 85 degrees, like, I mean, you can act as tough as you want, but no matter how good in shape you are, you're going to be baking in there. And if you can save yourself if you're just saving yourself the heat tolerance part of it, like, you're putting a lot of stress in your body, and everyone knows, like, your brain, your body, it all operates better when you're, sitting here when you're not basically on fire.
Yeah, my fat ass was cooking at 85 in the grandstand.
Freddie needs a cool shirt for the spotter stand.
I'm never, TJ and them had one again. That'll never happen.
I got sunburnt.
I just seen TJ walking by. He had one on.
He probably has one. He's probably the plug was hanging out.
The plug was.
Oh, funny thing. This is a question for you, Freddie. But I heard there was something in the spotter stand of like some cool shirt activities or something. Not a real cool shirt, but something connected to a.
Oh no, they had him last year. Yeah, TJ was
the one.
Yeah, TJ found him, and I looked over because we was in Nashville and it was like 105 degrees outside and it was miserable, but wasn't that bad. And I look over and TJ he's like, let's check this thing out, and it was like. It was a cool suit. I mean, it was a cord that ran into like a cooler with, you know, circulating cold water, and I'm like, are you me? If somebody carried it up there, like, the problem is you got to carry a cooler, you got to carry this cool suit. Like, I'm like,
if Freddie's carrying a cooler to the spotter stand and has beer
full of
in
beer,
it,
yeah, it's not gonna be. I'm just, you know, I'm hoping if we get out of the race, I'll have something to drink there. But
Freddie, as a driver. And when it's really hot out, obviously, it's miserable in the car sometimes. But I'm curious to you, like, what do you do when it's 105 degrees at Nashville during the summer heat?